Okay, take it away whenever you're ready.
Oh, why am I so nervous? Okay, okay,
Take a nice deep breath and start again. Everybody in this room is here to support you.
okay,
No one's judging you.
okay.
Nicely done.
Thank
Good
you.
job. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, how nervous were you? Like 10 being, I think it's going to fail.
Kind of nervous. I would say maybe like above average, like 6 or 7.
That's okay. The reason why I ask is because I still get nervous sometimes. Okay? Nervousness is a part of what we do.
Right.
And as soon as we accept that, not performance anxiety, but nervousness, Scott Tennant likes to call it like nervous excitement. I'm excited to play. I'm not excited to make a mistake in front of somebody, but it feels the same way. When nervousness becomes anxiety is when we start having some of those little symptoms. Those are pretty normal. And it sounds a little weird, but the more that you do it, the less it will affect you most of the time. When the environment changes or the arena changes that you're in, then all of a sudden it's kind of new again. I can think of moments throughout my career where I had no performance anxiety at all. And then all of a sudden I do the same thing, but I do it in this room with these people. And it's like, it's how we manage it and how we learn to deal with what's left over after our management. You did pretty darn well. You had a couple of little hiccups, but that sounded more like what comes next. rather than anything else. And that kind of distraction can happen when we're nervous. So don't worry about it. The good news is that I didn't see any shaking.
Oh, awesome.
If you were shaking, it was so tiny. I mean, you may have felt like you were shaking and baking inside, but outside, there was nothing that seemed like any little bits of anxiety that you may have had were interfering with your execution. So that's really good. That tells me that now, as you start working on this piece in a more of a performance avenue, and what I mean by that is we learn to play a piece really well. Here's how well we play the piece. Let's say it's like the best you've ever played it. You're doing great. You're nailing this thing. Now you go to perform it and it's like that, right? That's everyone. And so in a good way, oh, well, everybody deals with this, so I'm not that special or I'm not that unique. I've got to do the same stuff as everybody else. In another way, it's kind of scary. Not for me, but when I realize that that's true for Jason Vio or Manuel Barrueco or any great player, how do they really sound? Right? If we know that we're only seeing them in concert and we're getting like 90%, what does 100 sound like? That to me is a little frightening, in a good way. So the execution of your plucks sound great. Your tone is really consistent across the board.
Oh, awesome.
That's a lot of hard work. So bravo. That's not easy to do. That's something that takes a lot of meticulousness in your practice. So right on. I am going to talk about the strokes a little bit so that we can get a little more efficiency out of them. But right now, there's nothing in your way in the right hand. The left hand looks really relaxed. It doesn't look like you're working harder than you need to. There are a couple of fingerings, though, that I'm going to suggest to you to look back at the score that might seem a little weird to you or awkward. Like, why would I do that fourth finger instead of this third? Because I'm really comfortable. As we increase the speed of a piece, there are certain difficulties. Like, we may not see a certain problem until like 30 or 40 beats per minute later, right? Because at this speed, none of those things may be issues. But now when I start up in the clock a little, now I've got new problems. And so when we're working on pieces, especially ones that can go faster if we want them to, we have different zones of issues. Like at these tempos, I have these problems. Now I solve those. Now I've got a whole new set of problems. And so if we're constantly trading our problems in for new problems, now you're just like every other pro, right? We're always trading those problems in for other problems. And then new things pop up and we learn how to deal with those, okay? So what I'd like to do is just take these top three strings like this, and we're going to start just increasing the speed a little bit. Go ahead. Good. Do that again. Good. Now, the thing I'm going to talk to you about is not the actual pluck. Pluck sounds good. The fingers look like they're doing the right thing. I want you to see in the release of the second finger, I'm seeing this release with your middle finger, and that's the one I want to think about for a second. Your index and thumb are great. What I'm noticing is that you're releasing the middle finger right before you pluck it, which is fine. But then I also notice on occasion you'll release the middle finger with the index finger. Those both are completely fine ways to release a finger in an arpeggio. I think you need to pick one, because what we don't want to do is ask more of our fingers than we need to. So if you're going to do this, can you see where my middle finger is releasing almost like I'm alternating? Just like this. Right? They're not releasing at the same time. And here they are releasing at the same time. The nice thing about releasing them at the same time is that it saves one step. There's one less coordination to worry about, which means we might be able to play it faster sooner. Can you try that for me? Just on those top three strings. So what you're going to do is you pluck P, I, M, and then these fingers are nice at rest in the hand. When you pluck that thumb, they come back out and you start again. So it's like these are a unit. Not bad. What I'm seeing is the release is actually happening before you pluck the thumb. So this is the motion that I'm trying to promote. Could you put your hand up and just do this? A little weird, I know. Yeah, that's it. So when that thumb comes in, it's literally kicking those fingers back out. So that when you do this, you're really just operating a hinge. right here. That's all this is. So it's like in, out, in, out. So if we did it like this, play them like a chord. You feel that? Yeah. Now, keep the fingers in that hand until the thumb plucks. They're coming out like a nanosecond before the thumb. Not bad. You feel how they're kind of creeping out before you pluck the thumb? Go even slower and keep them in the hand. I'll do it with you. So we're going to do the thumb. Now I'm going to pluck my fingers and leave them in the hand. I've got my thumb prepared for action. Pluck and let them go. Good. Pluck and let them go. That's it. They don't have to automatically go down to the string, so we don't have to have like short notes. But by making sure that the fingers release back out in front of the string and then prepare, you can ensure that you've exhausted all of the energy that you've used. So it's like pluck, prepare, pluck, get ready for the next one, pluck and release. You should really kind of feel like, oh, when those fingers come back out. And the reason why I'm taking this is that this alternation of thumb and fingers is almost all of what we do if we've got a thumb involved. Whether we're doing, or if we're doing right? It's all the same thing that's happening in the hand. The question is, am I plucking those fingers at the same time? Or am I separating them like in this arpeggio? So when we're doing this for a second, what we're doing is becoming very aware of the motion and where it comes from. I mean, technically it comes from here, but my brain right now is on these knuckles. Also, I want to be going slow enough that I can feel that thumb push those fingers back out and then back into the hand. And I can really be aware of that sense of openness in the hand. I think that's a good word to use, right? This feels a little closed. It's not all the way closed, right? I'm not like making a fist. But when they relax on their own, when my fingers stop, they stop right there. I could push them further back. Yours may be here. They could be anywhere in that swing space, right? But they'll tell you I've gone far enough. Oh, okay, good. If I go any further, now I really have to push them back, which we don't want. So we've got this alternation, and I'm trying to just become aware of the sensation of when that thumb plucks, openness in the hand, slight closing, openness in the hand, slight closing, openness in the hand. Now, once you've got that going on, just separate I and M. Everything will release exactly the same way. That looks great. They're still coming out a hair early, and that's all right. I'd rather have them come out a hair early than a hair late. If we're letting go of tension too soon, how could that be a bad thing? Rather than keeping it longer than we need to. So when I think of the battles that we're all fighting when it comes to the coordination of our hands, I don't want to think about it as a battle, but sometimes it feels that way. Right? It's like, just do what I say. In this particular case, when I can see a stepwise improvement in what I'm doing or what a student's doing, now all of a sudden it's like, good, that's a step in the right direction. Let's stay there. I'm not so concerned about trying to get it perfect, because if I can see a systematic improvement, I'd rather see that than like this on-off switch of perfect and not good, right? So to me, what you're doing right there is a big improvement overall in the right hand. So try just the first chord and see if you can just focus on letting those fingers fall out of the hand in that arpeggio.
Hey, do you want to become a performing classical guitarist? At Concert Guitar Academy, we offer regular performance opportunities, including open mics, student recitals, and regular masterclasses with my teacher and co-founder, Christopher Ladd. We both believe that performance is a skill in itself, and anyone can begin developing it even from day one. If you'd like to hear more, book a free call at concertguitaracademy.com. All right, hope to hear you soon.